Let Olive. Your work clearly shows that love is not restricted by gender. Have you suffered any discrimination because of this? If you have, how did you deal with it? I have not suffered any discrimination. If I have anything to say on the subject, is that I hate discrimination of any sort. Religious, nationality-wise, ethnic-wise, sexuality-wise, I hate it. I have no patience for it, and I think nobody should tolerate it. End it. It's enough. Rodrigo Mendonça. Do you think you could have explored the relationship between Elio and his parents more? Mainly due to the fact that one of the most touching parts of the book is the final dialogue between Elio and his dad. Actually, I don't think so. I think that the speech of the father says everything that a father should say. One, everything you're doing is okay, there's no problem. Second of all, I could have had the life you had, and I never did. I think it is a form of honesty that transcends almost anything that can happen between a father and a son. And I don't think I could have added anything else. It was also, for me, so natural a thing to say that it took no drafts. I just wrote it in one fell swoop, and that was it. David Pimentel. The book is so beautiful that it left me with a huge hole in my stomach as I pondered what I have done and what I have yet to live. I reflected on my choices, my lost loves, what was not said. I was so moved, speechless. I think that a work of literature is about what should have happened, or what might have happened, or what we remember happened. It should open those doors that usually facts do not open doors to. And if my book has done this, that's great. Lonesome Tonight. I'm sitting at one end of the couch reading Call Me By Your Name, and my grandma is reading the Bible at the other. I think that your grandmother is reading a terrific book. It has a great story. I will not tell you the ending, but Call Me By Your Name is also a good book. Maybe she should read that. People her age love my book. And maybe you should read a bit of the Bible because it has some fantastic stories. But don't believe the rest of it. Kathy Santi. I would like to know if the character Vimini is, in a way, an allegory to the personification of Elio and Oliver's love. I thought that during some scenes Vimini showed hints of this, or it could be my own interpretation. I love you, André. Thank you for loving me. Vimini is a character that came spontaneously to me. Your interpretation is yours and you're entitled to it, and it could even be better than mine. But Vimini for me is a way that an author has of putting a character in that will help the story mark time. Vimini is a child. She lives a certain while. She knows she's very sick, and in the end something happens to her, and therefore you know that time has occurred in the book. Otherwise, you don't know what is the power that time has over us. Malupe. If he fell in love with someone and re-encountered this person 20 years later and chatted in a bar like Elio and Oliver. Yes, I meet people many years later. It's always uncanny to meet someone many years later because you realize that there was something that happened in the past. It's not necessarily dead, but it's in a coma, and you don't want people to wake up from a coma. Thank you all so much for your questions. It's a real pleasure to come to Brazil and answer these questions and speak to my fans. Sometimes I would love to speak to you longer than I have, and I hope we will have that occasion. You can always write to me by email or by tweet. It's not that difficult. But thank you again, Brazil, for being such a wonderful readership. Thank you.